All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol Nndm, Nano Dimensions. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all my first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to my channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all my subscribers, welcome back. And before we go ahead and dive into what this chart is saying to us and showing us today, based off of the new cues, I want to let everybody know that there's going to be a trivia question at the end of the video. At the end of this video, I'll have a trivia question where you guys can answer, and it's going to pertain to relevance of what's going on right now. And I'm emphasizing it because it's important to pay close attention to it as this continues to unravel for the next coming days and weeks. So I look forward to seeing your guys' answers, and stay tuned till the end of this video. All right, so Nano Dimensions has been in a bullish run. Obviously, it was a slight one at the beginning, and then since November 5th, it has been running up to newer highs. Now, it was at these lows of 268. I hope you guys still remember that, because if Nano Dimensions wants to get volatile in the other direction, that is a very important support level that will lead to seeing this hit newer lows. Now, I had stated yesterday that 444, 445 mark is super important, and if it didn't hold itself up above that, this could be on its way down, and if it did, it will be on its way up to newer highs. It's very important based off of the history of the chart. Now, we're below the 50-day moving average. We're currently at 410, and this broke through supports and it hit newer lows, and it broke through several support levels that we could see based off of the last couple of days and weeks. So one of the most important support levels right now is the lowest point when this started to run up and leveled off at 360. I'd write that down. Super important number, 360. 360 is the lowest point before it continued to run to where we're at now. So write that down for the next coming days and weeks to see how this is playing out, and depending on the volatility, if it's going up or if it's going down, 360 is an important number if it's on its way down. Now, the lowest point reached recently, which was today, was 375. That's a 15-cent difference. That's not too far from it. But we're going to look at this very narrow and closer to what it's showing us for tomorrow, and we're going to look at our new resistance and supports. I want you guys to keep in mind that these are the new numbers to pay close attention to. As I stated, 360 is very important for the next coming weeks and days, and for the bulls, if this is running its way up to newer highs, the most important numbers are up here at 460. So that's a whole dollar stretch away from each other on the way down and on the way up. Right now, we're slightly in between all of that at 410. Now, could the bulls get themselves back up into bullish territory? They certainly can, but they need to break through the 50-day moving average, which is 414. We're 4 cents away from it, but if the bears take advantage of this, like they've been holding the stock below the 50-day moving average for most of the day, they're actually going to use it as leverage, pull away from it, and start to hit newer lows. So it's important to pay close attention to how this stock is reacting right now and see if the bulls are able to reappear and bring this back up, or are the bears going to continue to dominate and tear this one down. Right now, we're in a tug-of-war situation where either one can go ahead and take control. Right now, the bears are gaining leverage, but they don't have full control. Now, if they break through support and they break through another support, then that starts to show a sign that the bears are taking over the chart, and this might start to hit newer lows and pull further away from the 50-day moving average. Now, at 410 and 4 cent difference, I'm not going to say that the bears have won. The bears could lose traction and the bulls can reappear, but they have to not just break through the 50-day moving average. They need to break through resistance. That's the first and most important step for them. I know that the 50-day moving average, I always say, is the first point that needs to be broken through so that the bulls can be back into bullish territory. But one way for them to confirm that they're going to pull away from the 50-day moving average, right, in an upward direction is breaking through 421, turning that into a support, and starting to go ahead and pull away to reach newer highs and newer resistance levels. So super important for the bulls to do so. They can't just break through the 50-day moving average and say, oh, we're back in bullish territory, because the tug of war keeps on going. The only way to start pulling further and further into bullish territory is breaking through this resistance, turning it into a support, and start to reach newer highs. Because one of the ways that it looks like is like, okay, they started here with the support, right? They also kind of created a slight staircase there. They're currently right here, and if they break through this resistance, they can lead up to the next points, and you could see that staircase effect start to form to continue to bounce up and reach newer highs. And I always excuse me for my terrible drawing, but it's just for you guys to go ahead and see it physically as well on the chart, rather than just me saying it out loud. That's literally what it would create. It creates a bounce from here, then they turn that into a support, and they're going to bounce up to the next levels, and from that point on, they're pulling further away from the 50-day moving average in an upward direction. If they don't accomplish that and they just make it to the 50-day moving average, this can kind of just bounce there. They don't make it to the resistance, and then there'll be a rejection, and then the tug of war continues, and now the bears could start to gain leverage. So 421, very important number for the bulls to break through. At the end of this video, I'm going to have a trivia question. I want you guys to stay tuned. I forgot to mention that, but I want to say thank you to all the people that have been stating the correct answers down below and answering the trivia questions. I really appreciate that from your guys' end. It really helps the other investors that may have overlooked it, and also it allows them to compare what they see in the chart and what is being said. So you're more than welcome to answer down below. Even if somebody already answered the correct question, the more of you guys that repeat it, the more you guys memorize it, the more you guys are well equipped. It's all about being well equipped. So I look forward to seeing your guys' answers down below at the end of this video. Now, what the bears want is to break through support. They want to pull further away from the 50-day moving average in a downward direction. How do they do that? They need to break through the support level, and that's 392. I'd keep that number in mind, and I want to emphasize to all investors, pay very close attention to how the stock is reacting. If it breaks through 392, and how quickly is it moving further away from the 50-day moving average in a downward direction. Why? Because 392 is a very important point for the bears to break through. That's their goal. That's what they want to break through. And if they accomplish this, they can pull this further away from the 50-day moving average to hit new support levels and newer lows. And we're already in bearish territory, and this is just confirming more control over the chart from the bears. So keep that in mind. Now, your next point would be the lowest point down here at 375, as I stated earlier. But before getting there and before getting down to the 360 mark, 392 is the first support level that I'd pay very close attention to. And it's one of the lowest points before it started to rise back up, getting closer to the 50-day moving average, but not quite yet crossed by the bulls. And pay close attention to how this stock is behaving if it breaks through 392. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit that like button to let me know you watched this video. So, trivia question. What is the most important point for the next coming days and weeks on the bearish end of the chart? And what is one of the most important points on the bullish end of the chart for the next coming days and weeks? Those are two very important points according to where this starts to decide to go. We saw the most important points for tomorrow, which is our resistance here at 421 and our support at 392 and their nearest resistance and support levels. But what are the most important points according to where the volatility of this chart takes it for the next coming days and weeks on the bulls side of the chart and on the bearish side of the chart? I look forward to seeing your guys' comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.